Yo, hello everyone, welcome to this stream. I'm just testing at the moment the software, but we shall very quickly get into the cockpit and we shall start our flight, and I'll get into the details precisely on what this flight consists of. Let me just test this. Alright, so the sound is good. Okay, so I'm very new to the software. I haven't done a stream in such a long time, guys, so bear with me on this. Up. Okay, so we keep this OBS thing open. Alright. Okay, so we are into the cockpit of the A319. Back in 2020, I remember doing a few flights on the 319, but this has changed. Of course, the aircraft has changed. There have been major updates, and my knowledge has also changed. So, let's get this aircraft ready. I've already entered the flight plan, as you guys can see. Just for the sake of making things a bit quicker. And we're going to get straight into it. But firstly, I have to see the frames. Okay, so it's 38 frames. Okay, what we need to do, very quickly, I'm going to modify this to maximum FPS. Okay, so now it should be alright for streaming. I should not lag anymore. Sorry. Right, it's 7,000 feet. So we got 7,000 kilograms of fuel here, 10.0 tons. And yeah, so I'll get into the details. So in this flight, we will be firstly we'll be going to Frankfurt Airport, and this will be part of our Europe tour, and there will be a few streams coming up every single day, or maybe a week, or whenever I have a bit of time. And we'll be starting from Lyon to Frankfurt, and then we'll be doing Frankfurt to Paris, and etc., etc. With 319, we might be doing IAE engines and CFM as well. Alright, let's get started. Okay, so we got the APU set. So you can see the two packs are turned off because we got some bleed air. The reason why it's flashed is because we have a circuit change. So all the doors are closed. Right, we shall start our engines. Lights off. Ignition. So as you see the EPRs appear. This is called the FADEC. Full engine digital control. So I've already checked all the things before, so we don't need to do the before start checklist and stuff like that. I've already checked it before the stream, by the way, so it's alright. Okay. Lock the door so that no one comes in. Yeah, hopefully the sound is configured properly, because on the other stream I had to hide it because the sound wasn't correct. Alright, what we'll be doing now is doing a one engine taxi. So we got the checklist and what the aircraft wants us to do. Check that. As you can see, oh yeah, I was going to talk about that a few moments. CPU. As you can see right here, you can see right there, as I switch on the ignition on and off, it changes the engine speed, and this is a very realistic representation of what happens in real life. See that? TRA. Right, full left, full right, full up, full down. And we need our trim to that. It's raining in Lyon, so yeah. As you see, it's raining quite heavily here. Since there you go, so you can see a flash right there again. 143, so since our designated takeoff runway is 35 left, we can start our engine right now. Start the engine, open the bleed valve, engine 2 bleed off, shut off, so that we get the maximum air into the engine. And as I turn up the thrusts, you can see the values increasing. We need about 30 psi as the minimum. So yeah. Until this VR is set. Alright, so before I take off our checklist, so flight controls are checked, flight instruments checked, briefing confirmed, flap setting config 1, transponders is set, ECAM memo takeoff no blue. And engine mode selector as required, TCAS is set as well. Weather radar on. And before I take off our checklist completed, you can see sort of takeoff now. Alright, takeoff. Chrono on, checked. Man Flex 71 SLS runway plus blue. First set. $100 knots checked. Everyone, rotate. Get up. Check gross weight. Check gross weight. Check gross weight. Alright, that's a bit strange here. I don't know why this thing's prompting me as I checked it previously. Here we go. Bit strange. Flap 0. Spoilers disarmed. I forgot to, I don't know if I turned on Xprealistic. Forgot to turn on Xprealistic here. Oh well, doesn't matter. At 8,000 feet, so 6,000 feet or altitude. By the way, if any of you guys are wondering, this is the version of engine is actually the V25284A5 or something like that. It's the newest version, 2.7, sorry. Yeah, 10,000 feet. Okay, we can turn off these lights. These are airborne already. So we're going to land. So since the Toliss time is a bit wrong, is very wrong, we usually add 2 hours to this. So we're going to drive at 11:01 if no delays. If there are no delays, of course. Yeah, so if we just here we go. Here are the clouds here. And as we increase in altitude, the engines are going to work harder and harder. This is just because we're up in the clouds, that's why it's a bit laggy here. Disable anyways that, as I usually disable it because during flight pretty smooth. Yeah. At 60,000 feet, we can increase altitude to 33,000 feet. By the way, if any of you guys are wondering, empty fuel on board. So this is how much fuel we're going to have left after our journey. And this is the runway in which we're going to land. And this is the time, arrival time. This is the distance in nautical miles. $20,000 feet. It's very strange as I already checked that, so I don't know why it says such things. By the way, one thing I'd like to announce specifically, on landing, the callouts you'll realize are different than the original Toliss ones. You guys will see. I find them much more realistic than the usual Toliss ones, because the Toliss callouts, the default ones, are actually from the A330, not the A320 or 19. I've also heard that variation in simulators, but it's not representative of the actual 320, 319, and 321, and 318 as well. So yeah. So we're nearing our top of cruise. Look at these clouds, really beautiful. Alright, top cruise is there. You hear the engines go down. Turn off the seatbelt signs. we saved 1 minute. So you can see the engine, just less vibration. We're gonna increase our cost index actually. So just check the document, we can increase it. What's at least that? Okay, I check document, we can increase it to 60. Here we go. So we burn a bit more. See our time has increased. You can see that our time has increased, but yeah. Decreased, sorry. And we're gonna normally get lower value in there, but yeah. And we can direct to zoo straight away, like that, so that, quicker, no way. And we can just put this there. Actually, one of the most interesting things is that right here on our right, these are the mountains right now. Usually at day, once we fly a day, we'll be able to see them, but this is the mountains. So essentially what we're doing is we're crossing the mountains. We're not really crossing the mountains, but we're very, very near the mountains. Let me show you on the map here. Let me show you this. Actually, decrease the brightness on this. See, this is us right here. And essentially, our navigation system, we took off from runway at 35 left. Since we did a turn here, and we headed straight through the mountains, and then what our navigation system right now is showing is that we're going to cross through the mountains and go through here and do a small curve in order to line up with the runway 25 right. But usually this path is usually used for Innsbruck. This will be another video as well when I have time. Do a little approach in Innsbruck. This time, if we were to take off, let's say from Lyon, then we'll just cross the mountain straight from there in a straight path. But Innsbruck is particularly tricky in the valleys, and Usually I do it at day. Not at night. Because for obvious reasons, the mountains. I mean, I could technically do it at night, but I'm actually gonna have to check that if it's actually allowed in here in the airport list where they give out the procedures and landing. As you can see down there, it's you know, it's. I mean, I'll definitely do a flight a day, and it's gonna be incredible because of clouds, the blue sky. You know. Anyways, I'll put all the types of add-ons in the description below after I finish the stream, so you guys can see. I got my phone right here to check the quality of the stream, you know. Oh yeah, okay. Anyways, I'm gonna of course fix the screen quality and resolution, of course, so don't worry about that, guys. But yeah. So yeah, right here, as you can see on the display, the white arrow will indicate our descent. So after MPAX, we shall start our descent down to Frankfurt. I'm gonna check the systems, as a matter of fact, right now, as we're 26 minutes in. So usually as pilots we just check the systems. This is the engine display. Everything is in green, so this indicates to us that everything is normal. And the vibrations are normal as well. If it was abnormal, then the vibration would be flashing, or you'll be in the red regions, and we will get an ECAM warning. Bleed page. Yeah, this is definitely different from the previous Toliss versions, but this is more realistic now. So everything is within the green, nothing to worry about, and everything is within the normal parameters of this aircraft. The cabin pressurization. This is also normal. So this screen represents at what altitude the passengers, including I, the pilot of the aircraft, is experiencing, what pressure we are at. So at 7,010 feet. And everything else is normal. Won't go into detail on the systems, of course, as yeah, not to take hours and hours to explain, of course. May do in another video. This is the electrical panel. So as you can see, generator 2 powers alternate current. An alternate current, this is a transformer rectifier, and the transformer rectifier converts the alternate current into direct current, which powers the batteries. So as you can see up here, so yeah, of course, there's an inter-driven engine generator which powers the generator 2. Generator 2 supplies, well, the transformer rectifier is right here, let's say, and then it converts the alternate current, and then it powers the batteries. Then you have the AC essential bus or feed, which just in case of a electrical failure we can always convert it and stuff like that. Or we have a bus tie which just separates the currents. So everything is within the green again, so everything is normal. The hydraulics, 3000 psi is the desired pressure, and everything is within the green, as well as the hydraulic quantity of fluid right here is in the green. It's plentiful, it's not in the amber. Yeah, so it's gonna tell me enter destination data because we're nearing our top descent. And fuel, so as you can see, we've burnt 2030 fuel, and okay, there's a bit of a disbalance, but that's okay as long as it's not 1500 imbalance, and it's okay. And this is due to us starting, you know, engine number 1, or starting on one of the engines before. But yeah, might have to check that after, but I mean, as long as it's not within 1500, then it's fine. Some engines burn quicker than others, and it's all due to engine life as well. The engine life. APU should be off, except APU can be on at any time, at any given altitude. Aircraft conditioning. So right here, the compartments, the forward compartment, mid compartment, and the back of the aircraft, everything is okay. We could actually increase the temperatures a tiny bit to make it a bit warmer. This parameter right here is just used, for example, if you have a bit more than passengers than usual. We have 130 passengers on, so we could turn it to normal, but yeah, depending on the company specifications, we can use that or not. Door. This has changed before, so we have the representative. Aha! Now, we've just experienced a fault here. Okay, so this is the wheels, and this is the panel. This is a ECAM failure here, which we just experienced right now. So unfortunately, doing live stream. We'll do it and have about check the time until now. J'ai à peu près 20 minutes. Ciao. Right, so so this is an unfortunate fault. So we got a ECAM or the central panel fault. That's okay because it doesn't stop us from seeing anything. So first you have to enter the airport specifications or data, the wind here. So deck. So 1110. Okay, so 100. QNH temperature 12. Wing magnitude 180/4. Wind is not that strong. 6,000 and okay. Everything else is filled in for us. We want to check on the Toliss interactive window. Check what type of fault it is. upper E-cam fault. Can't change that, unfortunately, but what we could do, if this fails as well, we can always change this like that, just to display both panels. But essentially the Airbus, what it's going to do is it's going to prioritize specific parameters. So the most important parameter right now is the engine parameter, so we see what's going on with the engines. As well as we got the computer to show us any failures which need correcting. So we've entered all the data, so now what we can do is, after this, we're going to set our descent altitude to 10,007 feet. So yeah. Alright, so it wants us to descend now. Here we go. Woo! You can hear the engines rumble down. There's a bit of turbulence here. And now I'm going to turn on Xprealistic. You can see that shaking right now. As you see, it's shaking right now because of the turbulence. See all the patterns here. So we can land at, yeah, we save quite a lot of time actually. So we're going to arrive a little early, and we're going to taxi pretty quick to our gate, as well as we need to fix this, get the maintenance to fix it as well. It should not be too complicated. Well, of course it's the X-Plane simulator where you just press a button, but I think in real life it's much more complicated than that. You have to actually see these computers are actually, you know, boxes, and you have to take them out and fix them. So yeah. Passengers, seatbelt on. Don't want them falling out of place. So it's 5,000, okay. 5,000, and the airport's just there. This is one of the things I really love about Toliss simulations. The level of realism that is embedded in these systems is just unreal, literally. Compared to, let's say, flight factor, you know, back in my previous streams when I flew the flight factor, you know, at that time flight factor is much more advanced than the Toliss. But now when we do a, you know, head-to-head review, I think Toliss is the best out of them. I mean, I will be doing some streams of flight factor. However, I think Toliss is the best in terms of realism and simulation. Unless if flight factor can pull out one of these major updates which fixes the frames, as well as you know, having, you know, motivated developers to, you know, push more and more towards the ultimate goal, then I think flight factor can reclaim its throne. But for the moment it's not really doing that, so I think it's kind of a dead product as opposed to Toliss. Now the developers are amazing, but we shall see in the future. There's also Xbureau, which is producing A318, so that could be something interesting as well as the A340 of Toliss, which will be definitely something I'll be looking forward to in the future. It does seem to be pretty cloudy in Frankfurt, in Germany. Interesting. As soon as we get to a certain altitude, we're going to turn off these floodlights so that we can see better the runway. want us to be at 5,000 feet at Denver Foxtrot 422. Okay, the vector 1, 2. 'Yeah, sometimes Xprealistic advances me without me actually wanting to, so I have to, you know, move back my seat a bit, which is a bit annoying. Okay, we're at 12,000 feet. I think the airport's gonna be in sight, around about here. $10,000 feet, just about, so it's leveling off in order to, there's the airport, there is the devil, so we can turn on the ILS, as it will be so we'll be following the glide slope here, and then we'll be landing, but I'm going to do a manual landing for this operation, as we have enough visibility. And also another aspect that's funner doing that than doing automatic all the time. And there are specific airport requirements when and when not to turn it on. Because I turned on these lights. So this is, you know, the floodlights. I can turn this off. So right now, what you're hearing, so essentially on the Airbus, when we turn on these lights, under the wings there are some huge lights, right? And if you imagine, when these lights come down, they kind of like extend out of under the wing, and this is what creates the wind resistance, you know, so you hear all the, well, molecules of oxygen and basically the air, right, flowing under it. So that's why you hear on landings, when you see the YouTube videos, you hear this of that, and that's the wind under the aircraft. Yeah, pretty incredible though. And when I extend the flaps, it's going to be even louder. I turn them on. Here we go. Medium for this, low, for this. Less if it's raining, but I doubt that's going to be raining. Alright, let me just adjust my seat here. Okay, set. So it's 2090 nautical miles, so we can turn on the approach phase. Is it still going to bother me with that? Yeah, okay, it is. That's very strange. I don't know why that said that, so I'm going to have to find out why. There you go, we're entering a cloud vicinity. Alrighty, let's turn this on here. Okay, we can turn on our QNH. So QNH 101 checked. Highway. This is our light shining on the clouds. Pretty incredible. Ops 1. Lights off. Here we go. Oh, lights could be off. Okay. As you can see, our landing our runway is right there. This is all the city under us. It is raining. Okay, so medium. So we can always turn this on here, light it. Turn this on here. As soon as we capture the glide slope, then we're gonna set the landing gear and etc. So before, so approach, we got the briefing and stuff. Briefing confirmed, decam stars checked, seatbelts on, bear reference checked. MDA distance high altitude is 200, and the engine mode selector should be on ignition, which is the IAE option. Yeah. So we're just going to reduce that, and then we're going to deploy the landing gear. Alright. Gear down. Right, the landing cabin crew is secured for landing. We're just waiting for that. Auto thrust is set. We're going to do manual auto thrust, but go around altitude, set to 5,000. Landing gear down, signs on, spoilers are armed. Flaps set to full. Checked. Before landing, checklist completed. I see the city of Frankfurt right there. Whoa, what is this?
2,500.
Checked. Let's see, we can see nothing here, but yeah. So all lights are on. Okay, checked. I think we just entered a cloud. That's it. Checked. And checked. I autopilot off. Checked. Stable.
Glide slope. Glide slope.
Alright, enough viewing. Let's land it.
Above, 300. Minimum,
That's
200.
new.
100. 50, 40, 30, 20. Retard, 10, 5.
First screen spoilers. Alright, welcome to Frankfurt, ladies and gentlemen. I can turn on the brake fan because we have to use the brakes pretty hard here. Disable this as we're done with the flight. Chrono exactly an hour. Took us exactly 1 hour to get there. Just about predicted. And we're gonna park to one of these nearby gates. weather radar off. Check APU is on. Okay. Gonna park. Park down there actually. Engine shut down. Chemical doors and park. Alrighty, so need the catering cart here. Okay, so parking, APU bleed is on, yellow tractor pump is off, entrance, parking all engines off, seat belts off, exterior lights are all off except for now, fuel pumps are off, parking chocks set, mobile phones on, transponder set to standby, and radar and predictive windshield system off. Checked. So I hope you guys enjoyed the live stream, and I think that the next flight will be either during a day or night regardless, but there will be a new destination which I'll pick to do. And yeah, and I hope that you guys all enjoyed this live stream, and see you guys on the next adventure. And one few last words would be So this is our aircraft here. We're flying Lufthansa livery, and we're Frankfurt. And yeah, I'll see you guys on the next adventure. See you guys. Bye bye.